Welcome, guys, to the Terra Roots podcast. My name is Sar, and I'm here in León, Guanajuato. In this podcast, we talk about companies that are eco friendly and they're also sustainable here in Mexico. So I go all over Mexico talking to these companies. And today we're here in León, Guanajuato because here's where LEFARC is. And I am with Andres. Andres is the representative of LEFARC. And we're going to talk about everything about LEFARC, who they are, and what are these practices and processes that they follow that are sustainable. But without any ado, Andres, thank you for having the time of your schedule to have this interview.
Thank you for having me here today with you. It's a pleasure to be here and talk about LeFarc and the eco-friendly things that we have here. So
Well,
thank
yeah.
you. So let's start.
Yeah, man. This is a nice place that you guys have here. They have a really cool place, as you guys can see, not only here, but they have a good demo room, I guess. But let's just start with what you do here, man. What do you do day to day here at the office?
Okay, well, I'm manager of sales manager here in LeFarc in a department called LeFarc Express, where we sell leather with no minimum purchase. We have stocks. It's really different from the traditional way of selling leather from other tanneries. We try to put leather really close and direct to all consumers, the ones who are entrepreneurs, the ones who are starting with their business. So it's like the concept of having LeFarc Express, and well, I'm the head of all that department.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I
Of the
do
Fark
basically
Express.
here.
And for the people that don't know, so we are an SMB, so we're a small medium business, which is Terra Roots, and that makes sense, because what I believe is that you guys used to sell just like, and you told me this, you had to order an MOQ, and then you will make the order for the client. So you will like the color, whatever they wanted, you will do it for them. But now you're offering like this line that is already made, and like you say, there's no minimum order quantity. So people like us, companies like us, we can actually buy great products that have, we're about to talk about this, certifications, and they have quality products, and anyone can buy it. A small medium business like us. So now we don't have to be huge businesses that have to put in a big order and be able to buy these high quality materials, because here in Leon, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this. I've been here for a few years. I come and go, and I see like a lot of like trucks in the highways or on the. I'll be driving, and there's like a freaking truck in front of me,
Yeah.
and they have like all this leather on the back, and it smells like crap. Like if you're driving
Yeah.
behind it, it just smells like shit. And
They
it's
say it's the smell of money.
yeah, but it's just leaking. It's just like leaking on the
Yeah.
ground, and I'm like, that can't be like right. I mean, that cannot be the way to do it. And I've been here for longer, and I realized that that's not the right way to do it. And there are companies that do it the right way. So let's just talk about more about the FARC, and if you can tell me about how it started, how it grew, where you guys are at right now, and where you see yourself like in the next few years.
Okay, so well, LeFarc is it's part of Grupo LeFarc,
Mm-hmm.
LeFarc Group. We have other companies called Curtec where we produce wet blue. We have Acamex where we produce the pig leather, and we have also Paret, Euromex. We produce chemicals for footwear and all that, and for the leather finishing. And well, LeFarc, it started in 1994, but the history of our main partners or associates, it started like a long time ago with the Collazo family. They started a long time ago, and they used to be in El Barrio, where most of the tanneries here in Leon were used to be. And well, in 1994, Don Ernesto Collazo uh, took the opportunity to create LeFarc with his sons, which LeFarc is the acronym of Luis Ernesto, Fabian Alejandro, and Roberto Carlos. And we have been working through all these years to be the best tannery in the world, being the most sustainable one through all our green processes, trying to be always the best with the innovation, having the best people here, because it's really important. It's not only the machinery or the process, but the people behind it. It's really important. And well, nowadays we're pioneers. We're the ones that we're taking the lead here in Mexico with leather, we have some of the customers like Timberland, Flexi, Ariat, Tecovas, some of our most important customers. And in the future, we see ourselves, well, we have the CEDIS, which is a distribution center for all Grupo LEFARC, to have all the products of all of our companies to be distributed to our customers more efficiently, in less time, to reduce cost. And we also have this project with the LEFARC shops, which basically is a leather boutique where people can go and buy leather, like you already said, with our MOQ. And we put this leather, all these concepts from a tannery to be like really close to customers without a minimum order, without, well, with a really good price, with high quality. So that's another project that we have right now. We have the shop here in Leon and the other one in Mexico City, and the next one that we're planning in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are growing, and you have been innovating. We'll continue to innovate and continue growing. Let's talk about the whole process, not the process, but actually the industry of leather, right? Where it starts and where it ends, right? Ending into these, like these consumer products that we have right here. So that's just an example, a very small example. But can you just tell me how like leather starts and how the whole process is until we get to like a hat, for example?
All right. Well, it's a long process.
Mhm.
Well, first you need to get your leather from the meat companies in the U.S.
Mhm.
You bring it down here to Mexico, and we work it in Curtec, where we transform it from something organic into something inorganic, that it's called wet blue. So we prevent the leather to, like, how you say, like
Spoil?
like to spoil,
Yeah.
like go to waste.
Mhm.
And then here in LEFARC, we take the wet blue,
Mhm.
we select it into different categories from excellent to not so excellent, and then we take it to the RTE process, where we make the leather to have the color that we're looking for, the softness. And then we also need to dry it because it gets really wet in that process. We need to dry it to a certain percentage, and then we finish the leather, which is, well, you can see all this. You can go really crazy with any texture, with any color, with anything that you can imagine.
Okay. All right. So now let's talk about sustainability. In this whole process, what do you guys? Well, you guys do most of it, except for the growing of the cow, or the cultivation, or the whatever, the farming of the cow, and also the killing of the cow and all that stuff. But once it gets to, I don't even know how to say it in English, curtidora,
Yeah, like the
like
tannery.
tanner, because
Yeah.
tannery is when you color it, right?
Yeah,
Or
tannery is where you find the finishing,
Mhm.
but I don't know if there's a word in English to call the curtiduría.
I'm sure there is, but let's just say pre-processing.
Yeah, like
The pre-processing. So what are you guys doing in that situation? The pre-processing and the tannery. What are the processes that you guys use that are sustainable? The eco-friendly processes that you guys use.
Okay, yeah, well, we have several things that make us sustainable. For example, we have the project Saqua, which basically is that we use polypropylene pellets, these tiny spheres. We introduce them into the drums where you do the tan of the leather, in order to make it more efficiently, to reduce the waste of water, to reduce the use of chemicals. And we also have this water treatment plant where we clean the water to reuse it in next processes. And we also have the solar panels, where we get 22% of our electrical energy here in LEFARC. We also, or all of our packaging, it's from recycled material, and well, customers, they can even recycle it after they get their products. And the small details that we do every single day to make the big differences. So that's what we do here, to recycle everything, single thing, all the ways that we produce through all the process. We try to sell it to other industries to make different things, like yellow, like yeah.
They re
We even sell those the scrap boxes, which has like this tiny pieces of leather that are basically waste through all the process that you get.
Mm-hmm.
We even try to sell that so people can make the best of them
Mm-hmm.
and do any product that you can imagine.
Now, you guys do this because there's like laws and regulations in the federal government, or why do you guys do this? Why does LEFARC do this
Well,
kind of things? Yeah.
first, I think that companies must do it because it's a must. It's our commitment to the environment. Well, right now, we don't have a law that establishes that we need to do it, but like, why do we need the law? You need to do it because as a human being, we need to take part of the change to be more sustainable, to take care of our world. It's the only one that we have. So actually, we don't have here in Mexico any regulation that makes us to be certificated or to be sustainable, but it's our common sense to become part of this great change, to be better, to be a green company. So yeah, actually nowadays there's no law, so we just take part because that's what we want to.
Okay. So, you already explained to us what are the processes that you guys use. You're telling us that there is no regulations, there's no law that specifically for tanneries.
Yeah, for tanneries, yeah.
And then, so what are the certifications that you guys have gotten? What are the certifications that you guys have and that you have achieved throughout these years?
Yeah, we have. Well, the most important one is Working Leather Group, which it's an organization that goes around the world certificating tanneries, sustainable tanneries and their processes. Well, here in LEFARC we have the gold medal. You have bronze, silver, and gold. We have the gold one because we have most of our processes established through sustainable methods, and we have that one. We also have we're part of Learn Naturally, which is basically an organization that uh, tells you the advantages that you have by using leather, why you should use leather, because you can recycle it later, and because it's organic, because it's beautiful. So we are part of that organization too. We also have our LEI, which is low environmental impact, that we basically we try to reduce our impact, or like, how can I say, our
Your footprint, your carbon
yeah,
footprint?
the footprint. That's a word. Our footprint.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's that. And we also have social responsibility, and not also with the environment, but also with our community, with people, to retribute what we have earned. Well, to give back some of what we have accomplished,
Mm-hmm.
to make our community better, to create jobs, to clean, to clean the streets, or go to how you call where the foster kids.
Okay, yeah.
We go there and we bring toys
Yeah.
and we play with them. So we take part in different activities to also help the community to be better, to establish the values, how to be a better society.
That's awesome, dude. And then also you guys have an ISO, right?
Yeah, the ISO, which basically establishes that we have our processes, our documents, everything in order. We're a transparent company, that we do the things the right way, that we have a structure, and that we work like we should be doing it.
Yeah. Well, just so you guys know, like, I've been here for 5 years, and it's hard to find companies like this in Mexico. In the US, you have more, like, it's just like the basics, right? They just do it because it's like the very basic, the minimum amount required, right? But here it's really hard to find those companies. And I was in this, we met at this expo that is called Ampic, which is like the biggest shoe
Yeah,
expo.
like leather and shoe and synthetic expo in Mexico.
And it happens here in León, Guanajuato, and that's where I met him. There was a bunch of booths that had leather, but the way that they explained to me, because I can pick it up real quick. When I ask someone like, "Hey, what are your sustainable practices?" and they're like, like we do good things. I'm like, okay, you don't know like what I'm talking about. But with them, they started explaining me everything that he's explaining me right now, and then I saw that they had like a thing where they had all the certifications, and I was like, okay, this company is for real. So it's hard to find companies here in Mexico, and then sometimes you might find them, but they only have the certifications because they're gonna export to, like, car parts to like Germany or to the US, so they have to have those like certifications. But what they're mentioning is that they have this new thing called LEFARC Express.
Hmm.
So they're opening up where they're offering these like high quality products that are export ready, and now they're gonna be able. Well, small companies like me, they're gonna be able to have this same access as the big companies have, and that's awesome to hear, dude. What are the we were talking about like uh well, I want to turn this into a different topic, which is like people who are maybe watching this, and I've talked to a lot of clients that tell us about like vegan leather and like leather, and some people don't even know what the meaning is of vegan leather. But what are your thoughts about that? As in the case of like people saying that for cows, like there's people that incorrectly think that there's companies that are farming cows just for leather, like they just grow a cow for and then kill it for the leather, which is not true. Like it's a byproduct of the meat industry. What do you guys think about that? Like, do you guys have that problem with people coming to you and going like, oh, you guys are a leather company, blah blah blah? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, the nowadays the generations, they think that leather is like evil.
Hmm.
It's like really wrong that we should be doing that, but and that we should be buying this vegan leather, which it's not even leather, but it's vegan. Maybe it's sustainable. I don't really know about that, but yeah, we need to establish that they sacrifice cows, sheep because of the meat. It's the primary material that they want to get from the animals. Leather is a secondary material that they get because of all that process. And if we don't make use of that, they will just throw it away, they will burn it, and it will be worse for all of us. So, in order we take all that leather, we work it, we process it to make all the products that you can see, like shoes, like furniture, upholstery, wallets, anything. So we take it to avoid, to prevent, to become to make it like go to waste. So we take it and we process it and we do a lot of things, and it's like you recycle that material, and we also do it in a sustainable way. It's not only to take it and do something else, but also be sustainable through that process, through all those steps, to be
Hmm.
better and more green. So that's it, basically. That.
Okay. Yeah, and just so you guys know, when we talk about vegan leather, like there's a full synthetic vegan leather, which is just plastic, and then there's one that it is like for example, nopal, which is what is a cacti. You can make vegan leather out of that, but people don't know that there's a structural backing to that, which is 100% plastic, and it's actually I think it's even heavier than the actual vegan leather. So there's a lot of things like that. There's a lot of products like that that they're marketing, they're trying to sell more. So you just gotta be careful, and something just question like the company. Don't you just go by vegan leather or like cow leather or hide. It's like how's the company doing their practices? Where does this company come from? What kind of practices do they follow? What are the regulations? And that's what sucks about like when they take it to like Asia, or how they used to take it to Asia, like American companies, because they will take it there because it was cheaper the labor, but also because there's no regulations there. So they could just buy like super cheap leather, because as we were talking before, like those tanneries will just dump the water in the rivers, and they wouldn't treat the water or anything like that. And they till this day, there's a lot of countries that don't have regulations, and that keeps happening. So it's very detrimental to the environment. So that is one of the reasons why we are here in Mexico, Terra Roots. We could have gone to Asia and have like way cheaper products and actually faster, but we're here because it's actually easier for us to see what are we using, the labor that we're using. There's more regulations here sometimes, and we can be able to choose companies like this that we know that they're doing it right and that they have all these certifications, and we can come here very easily from Colorado. We can come here and check out what they're doing right. Um, you invited me to do a tour, which we can hopefully do it in the next few days, where he's going to show me like the company, the processes that they do, and that's what I like about this company too. They're very open because they know that they're doing it right, so they're not afraid of going like, yeah, let's go
Yeah,
show it.
because we know that there's a lot of companies that call themselves they're sustainable, a sustainable company, just like the vegan leather, they go like, oh yeah, this is sustainable. But it's not only calling yourself or your product to be something sustainable. You need to prove it. You need to be transparent to show people that what you're really doing, and we're not afraid to show it because we know what we do and because we have a commitment with the environment. So it's easy for us to show you what we do here, and not only to sell more or to be like a really attractive company for people. Oh, they're like really sustainable. Let's go and buy them. No, it's because it's our common sense to be part of this to make things the right way, you know. And we invite all the companies, and if there's someone watching this podcast from a really big company, well, to take part of this change, you know, to become even in your house. Like I told you like a couple minutes ago that even in my house, I took part of the change by recycling, like separating the trash, and big part of that I learned from here from LEFARC. They show us all the collaborators to be better, to reduce, to recycle. You know.
That's awesome, and that's what we want to hear. That's the kind of companies that we want to keep promoting, and like letting people know, not only in Mexico but in the U.S. or outside of Mexico. What are your social media? How can people get in contact with you guys for sales or more information? What is your social media, your website?
Yeah, well, you can find us on YouTube as LEFARC. We're also in Instagram as LEFARC Tannery or LEFARC Shop. And in LEFARC Shop, you can find more about our products, and in LEFARC Tannery, you can find more about our processes, all these sustainable part. We're also in Facebook as LEFARC, and well, our websites, lefarc.com and lefarcshop.com. You can find us in all those websites.
All right, guys, that's a lot of places where you guys can find them. And if you want to physically check them out, they're in Leon, they're in Mexico City, and soon to be in Dallas, right?
In Dallas, yeah. And
All
you can find us also on TikTok. We're also the new ones at TikTok. We're doing a lot of content that it's really attractive. So go check it out.
And I can tell that you can do a lot of content. You guys have a nice facility here. Like the offices are pretty cool. So hopefully we can keep talking and we can do business later on, dude. And we'll be doing that tour also later on. Guys, this is an audio podcast. It's a video podcast. You guys can find it everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And I hope to see you guys on the next one, where we will keep talking to companies that are environmentally friendly here in Mexico, all over Mexico. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, man.
See you. Thank you.